Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. We're going to talk about the Joker again because it does look like the Joker is going to break $1 billion at the box office. $1 billion on $55 million. Can you imagine that? You know, the media has tried very, very hard to get people to not see this movie, and all it did was pique interest in the movie. Joker is doing phenomenally well, and it's doing very, very well without China. So there are a couple of things I think that studios need to take away from this film. Before we get into that, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants here on Clownfish TV. We passed 70,000 subs, hoping for 100,000 soon. This article is coming from Forbes. How Joker is first R-rated film topping huge $1 billion box office. It's not quite there yet, but it's definitely going to be. So this is written by Mr. Mark Hughes. Mr. Mark Hughes says, after grossing $37 million internationally and $14 million domestically at the weekend box office, Warner Brothers' supervillain origin tale Joker has amassed an impressive $934 million in global theatrical receipts. So it's now inevitable Joker will become the first R-rated film topping the huge $1 billion mark at the box office. That is massive. It's especially impressive that Joker will manage the first $1 billion feat without a release in China, making it the first film release since 2008's The Dark Knight to do so. The total weekly tally for Joker over the past 7 days, meaning the above weekend figures plus the preceding weekday data, tops 70 plus million. Joker would have to drop 50% every week starting immediately to fall below $1 billion. And since it dropped a remarkably low 24% in foreign markets and only 28% in North America this weekend, there's no serious chance of Joker suddenly suffering a 50% plus decline all of a sudden. So even on cruise control, Joker is going to blast past $1 billion at the box office. Even the eminent competition from Midway and Dr. Sleep next weekend and the subsequent challenges from Charlie's Angels and Ford versus Ferrari are unlikely to send Joker toward or over the 50% line so soon and so quickly. Yeah, you know, Dark Fate didn't really do a whole lot. Didn't really do a whole lot to Joker either. Joker held strong in the face of multiple big branded challengers so far, and they don't think it will start falling more than perhaps 40% worldwide until November, late November, when Frozen 2 and Knives Out are likely to cause a higher week-to-week dip for the Clown Prince of Crime. Is Knives Out actually going to do that well? I don't know. Frozen 2 is going to make money. I mean, there's no doubt Frozen 2 is going to make money, but Knives Out? So, according to Forbes, this guy says, in fact, I anticipate Joker will dance past the $1 billion mark in 2 more weekends, topping the magic number by Sunday, November 17th. If by chance it happens to fall more than I expect in the next 2 weeks, then I still don't think it will pass $1 billion any later than Sunday, November 24th. And it should hold even better than my moderate estimates that it could potentially be in the $1 billion club as early as Friday, November 15th. Joker will only be the 4th Warner Brothers DC movie to earn more than $1 billion at the box office, behind Dark Knight, The Dark Knight Rises, and Aquaman. It seems all but certain, barring some unforeseen major declines in weekly performance, that Joker will top The Dark Knight's $1.004 billion receipts. Unless, that is, Warner decides to make a deal to edit the film for a PG-13 rating for a China release. In that case, there would be a good chance, if not likelihood, Joker would surpass The Dark Knight Rises and become the second biggest DC movie in Warner history. Would that actually happen? Would they do a PG-13 version of Joker? It really only would require a mild edit, removing a few seconds from 3 particular murders and reducing the profanity by a few instances to get Joker in the PG-13 territory. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do that or not. So here we go. Even without a China release, Joker is already a historic release that has helped significantly mitigate the problematic underperformances of several of Warner's other 2019 projects. With a relatively low budget, Joker's profit margins are going to be mind-boggling, and it doesn't frankly need Chinese theaters at this point. No, it doesn't. Actually, Joker at this point, based on some of the articles that we've checked out, Joker has actually made more money than Avengers Endgame, more profit than Avengers, or at least Infinity War, possibly Endgame, because those movies were very, very expensive. So Joker's making some big bucks. You know, it's very, very profitable. And here's what the takeaway needs to be for Warner Media, I think. And, you know, the biggest takeaway is You don't listen to Twitter. You don't listen to Tumblr. You don't listen to 95% of the blogs on the internet. These people were trying to tank this movie. So many people have tried to tank the Joker, and Warner Media finally had to put their foot down and be like, no, you're not even getting media access. You're not asking our people any questions at the premiere, and just shut up. Shut up. Because, you know, Hollywood needs to understand the media, the access media, many of these bloggers, they are activists first. You know, they're activists working their little corner of the internet, but their primary goal is to push their political opinions using pop culture as a platform. A lot of these people don't care about the movies at all. They don't care about whatever mission field they're in, whether it's movies or video games or comic books. They don't care. What they care about is getting their political views across and using the largest platform as possible. We saw this on a whole nother level with the Joker. The Joker all of a sudden became the poster child for problematic incels, white incel violence. The Joker was going to cause mass hysteria. Everybody was going to shoot each other. If you went to the movie theater, you were going to die. You know, that's the hysteria that Twitter and Tumblr and the pop culture blogs, the narrative they tried to create. And they wanted to destroy this movie. They wanted to destroy this movie. And on some sick level, I think a lot of these people wanted something really bad to happen so they could brag about how they were right. And then use that to, again, push political narratives. You know, these bloggers, they're not the friends of the studios that they pretend to be. And Warner finally got it through their head. Warner finally got through their head to stop listening to them and shut them down. And good on them for doing it. Now, if we could just get the video game publishers and the comic book publishers to do the same thing, to be like, let's get back to making good entertainment, and tell these bloggers, tell these armchair, self-styled moral authorities to go take a hike while we do that. You know, if you want to push your political beliefs, there's a time and a place for it. It's not using our movies. It's not attaching your hot takes to our movies. I mean, we saw it with the Mary Sue yesterday, Terminator Dark Fate. They admitted it was a terrible movie, but they wrote an entire article about how it's a masterclass in feminism, you know? I mean, what the hell? I don't know. So that is my takeaway from this, is one, you'll have to spend a shit ton of money to make money if the movie's good. Two, just focus on entertaining people. Tell these bloggers to get bent. So Joker takes second place at the weekend box office. Again, Joker right behind Terminator Dark Fate. Domestically, it did $13.92 million, which is half of what Dark Fate did, about half of what Dark Fate did. We're talking its fifth weekend. Joker was actually at the Dollar Theater for us this past weekend. You know, so it's definitely hitting the second run theaters. So they're talking about Dr. Sleep and Last Christmas. I don't think Dr. Sleep is going to make big bucks. I have no idea. I'm like, wait, they're making another Shining? Why are they making another Shining movie? I don't care. I think the Joker is going to change. It's going to change things. It's going to change everything. It's almost like Heath Ledger's Joker. It's escalation. It's like Hollywood is slowly, I think, slowly starting to realize that they've been playing to the wrong people. You know, if they want to make money, they have to go back to playing to general audiences, and they have to tell the very vocal minority. And we're not talking about the quote-unquote man babies. We're talking about the bloggers and the quote-unquote journalists with the megaphones who are only representing, you know, less than 10 or 5% of America with their hot takes, but they've got the big megaphone, they've got the platform, and they're using it to try to dictate what Hollywood should and should not produce. Now, you do have some activist types in Hollywood that are also working on the inside, trying to get certain kinds of entertainment pushed through or whatever, or use entertainment as a platform for their political beliefs. But the Joker showed firsthand how desperate the media actually are. They tried to destroy the movie. They tried 4 or 5 different attempts to destroy the movie, and finally they just kind of threw their hands up in the air and they're like, okay, whatever. The movie made a lot of money. Next, can we talk about something else? You know, and you can't tell me that there aren't people wringing their hands at this movie's success. You know, it wasn't supposed to succeed. They were supposed to destroy it. They tried to destroy it. I have never seen anything like this. The closest thing I saw to it was maybe Alita, where there were all kinds of hot takes about how wrong Alita was by a lot of these pop culture blogs. We had people complaining about her robotic boobs. You know, I mean, it got to the point of being just absolutely ridiculous. And, you know, unfortunately, Alita did not do as well at the box office as it could have done. I guess it did pretty good overseas. I guess there's talk of a sequel because the home video sales are pretty good and the fan base has been very passionate. But we saw the media try to destroy that film too. You know, but the Joker was a whole nother level. And it didn't work. They tried everything. They tried to scare people, tell them that they were going to get shot. They tried to guilt people. You know, if you go see this movie, you're going to give Gary Glitter some money. Don't go see this movie. You know, they tried everything. They tried to paint Joaquin Phoenix as being problematic and temperamental when he was being ambushed and sabotaged by an activist journalist. You know, and it didn't work. It didn't work. And I hope this movie wins awards just to prove a point. Just to prove a point. Again, my biggest takeaway from all of this is the media is not the studio's friends. They pretend to be because they want access, but they want access because they want the platform to use the platform to just spout off with their hot takes. And I think this is going to end. I think Joker proved, you know, once and for all, one, you don't need China to make money. You know, the Joker made a lot of money without China, so we don't have to pander to the Chinese demographic and Chinese sensibilities for American movies to make money here and elsewhere. And to the end goal for a lot of these blogs that claim to speak for the fandom is they actually want to destroy the things they claim to be the fans of. That is the truth. From where I'm sitting, that does seem to be the case for a lot of these bloggers, a lot of these journalists. They would love to upend pop culture and remake it in their own image. Don't let them. Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.